Hello, everyone. I think just in the interest of time, I thought I would do a recording and then share with you all, and then after that we can organize a time to have a one-on-one conversation. Okay, so from a GTI perspective, your application, of course, was submitted. The EOI, the expression of interest, was submitted, and you know depending on when you submitted, but it was, it was successfully submitted. Our last correspondence with the immigration office, you can see, we had a correspondence with them. Our last time was October 29th. Okay, October 29th was the last time we had a correspondence with them. We were following up on some cases, and you can see there that they had a positive response to us, saying that a case that was submitted in July was being processed, right, in that sense. But they were experiencing some delays because of the volumes of the EOIs that were submitted. So that was our last correspondence with the GTI office. And since then, was within our expectation. The GTI program or the GTI website was updated at the or last Friday. Okay, the website updated last Friday. We knew that that the GTI program was going to close, and the NIV visa will replace the GTI visa. And so, I think it was within our expectation that sooner or later there had to be a change, and it happened last Friday. So as it happened, this is the website, that's what's currently showing, and the EOI window has now closed. Okay, so that's now closed. No more application has gone in. I can go in now. So it's reasonable for us to assume that the previous EOI applications that was submitted should be processed, right? I mean, that is how the immigration office has operated in the past. However, the last two sentences of the websites that I've highlighted here has created a lot of discussion online, has created a lot of, questions that people are discussing online. From my perspective, I'm trying my best to clarify the matter. You can see here, I wrote into, the GTI office, via email, and awaiting their response. I'm sure that many people have written into the GTI office and are also clarifying the matter. It's not just me, right? It's actually the whole industry in that sense. I've tried to call the GTI office. However, the people that are, the operator from the GTI office is, they were not able to answer specifically on a specific visa and a question on a specific visa. So in that sense, I did want to really, just share with you some discussions and some uncertainty, via the website comments. You can see here, it says that if you have submitted an EOI and not received a response from us, so that is your case. That is your case exactly. You can apply for the GTI, so you can apply for the global talent visa before we introduce NIV. So that is an option that the website is saying is available for an applicant who has applied an EOI and has yet to receive a response, right? So what that means is actually quite interesting, because an ordinary process that we do for GTI, we've done for a few years now, and I understand the whole industry follows this process, is we submit the EOI, we wait for the invitation, right? So we secure the fact that the immigration has reviewed the package and they are satisfied with the package of the profile, and then they give an invitation. Of course, at that stage there could be no invitation, but we wait for that outcome. And only with the invitation, we apply the visa, right? So only with that, that's how we've acted in the past, and that's how the industry has done up until now. However, the discussion point that is happening online with many parties, and also something I'm questioning myself and trying to verify, is from an online portal perspective, it is possible to submit a visa application without an invitation. So you can see here, this is the online portal. It says that, oh, have you received the invitation? You say yes, and then you have to type in the invitation code. But however, it's possible to keep going with no invitation. So I have to accept the fact that technically it is possible to submit a visa application with no invitation. So hence, this is the understanding from the immigration office saying that, okay, well, you can go direct and skip the invitation and go straight direct and apply for the visa. And let the assessment process start after you apply for the visa. So effectively skip the invitation stage. So that is my understanding of this option that's been presented. Then there's the second option of saying here, you can also lodge a new EOI when this becomes available. So our latest understanding is the EOI will launch over the weekend. I think they are scheduled for some system upgrade over the weekend. So we're only given, we only really have until Friday, and to lodge a visa if possible. But after that, it will be the new NIV, right? It'll be the new NIV, it'll be new requirements of the NIV. I'll probably just cover what we know about the NIV first. This is the guidance we have so far. It's still a talent visa. It is, the subclass 858 continues to be the same. It's a, high caliber talent. It's looking for researchers, thought leader, entrepreneurs, innovative investor. I think this innovative investor is very interesting, and we're still waiting for more details. And then there is athletes and creatives, right? So this will begin, as our understanding, next week. And that means that an option available is to apply for the new visa, apply for the EOI for the new visa next week, right? So from a details perspective, there's also some guidance online that we can reference, like into each target person, they say entrepreneur, research, thought leader, investor, and athletes, right? So with entrepreneurs, there's some wording around, it's an established or emerging entrepreneur. So someone who's a business owner who can show success of their venture. So that is one, a bit more lower level on what they mean by entrepreneur, what they want to see. With global researchers and thought leaders, here you can see, they want professionals who can demonstrate they've got research, scientific discovery, and academic work. So here I think, thought leader is something that I think is open to interpretation. Thought leader is quite a wide concept, but here it does say this is the guidance, that they want for this category. Innovative investor, up until now, I don't believe this will be an investment visa. Hence, there won't be any amounts that needs to be invested, so to say. However, when they say innovative investor, there's a lot of question marks on what they actually want in that sense. But there's some details here to say that this includes business leaders, innovative investors, inventors, who've made significant contributions. So, here, I think we're waiting for more information here, what that means. But, here you can see there's, there is a broad category here for to apply for different profiles, I would say. Then, thirdly will be then, sports and talents, athletes and talents, right? So I think here it's just anyone who's from that industry. So I think, that does cover off, these two options that are available. I do want to cover, if we're talking about options, the pros and cons of each. Okay, I want to be very upfront and transparent here. It's my obligation to share all the information I have in this kind of time of uncertainty, right? There is, some factors that is yet to be confirmed, right, in that sense. Option one, wait for the EOI for an outcome. I think I think the pro here is there's no cost. However, I think there is a uncertainty that, given the comments on the website, does that mean there's a possibility that the DHA will not assess the EOIs that are submitted? I think that is a lot of rumors on the market at the moment that is yet to confirm, right? The second one is apply for the visa directly and not wait for the invitation. Okay, so in that sense, that is something that is possible. So that is possible. However, there is a cost involved, right? There's definitely cost involved. Not a cost from us, but definitely a cost from a visa perspective, right? So here you can see to lodge a visa, like the government charges visa costs. You can see based on the family unit, right? Like the main applicant, spouse, or any kids over 18 years old, and anyone under 18 years old. Okay, so that there's a cost involved in this sense. Okay, there's also a chance, because when it was the EOI process, if someone is not selected, you don't have an invitation, or there's an email notification that there's no invitation. But here, if a visa is really applied, then in that sense, there could be a chance of a visa refusal. Okay, in that sense. So here, I think we can discuss in more detail. But I think this will be very, very low impact, because a visa refusal due to the fact of this reason is actually does not really have any impact, even if you choose to apply for other visas later on. The third one is wait until the NIV opens next week and apply for the EOI there. So I think there, we're waiting for more details to be announced, but in high level, that's been shared with you just now. So thank you very much. I think just given the interest of time, I wanted to do this recording and share with you first. We can have a conversation one-on-one after this. Thank you very much.